Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take what we learned, and we learned about the melody option 5-finger pattern, we learned about the melody option full scale, and we learned the melody option harmony thirds. What we're going to do now is I'm going to teach you how to create progressions or songs out of it. Okay, and we learned in the key of C, because we were using the key of C, that C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, C is 1. So now just create simple melody lines and just use a number, almost like a phone number or an address. Tell yourself that, hey, I'm going to play a chord progression or a bass line progression with my left hand. I'm going to play the first note of the scale. I'm going to play the second note of the scale, the third note of the scale, the fourth note of the scale, and the fifth note of the scale. So my progression is going to be 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 5 back to 1. So our progression is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, to make my bass line a little bit more exciting, I can play it as a single tone. I can play it as a rocking bass tone with an octave. Good. Come out a little bit. So I'm just doing octaves. There we go. And remember, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 to the fourth note to the fifth note. So that's our first progression. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. We can remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. That's pretty easy to remember. And let's go over our melody options now. We got 5-finger pattern. We got thirds. And we got a full scale. 5-finger pattern. Thirds. Back to 1. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little beat here. And here's our song. Now, your homework is you saw how quickly we just created something. We determined that our bass line, our scale, our chords that we're going to play for the bass line is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. Okay, but when you are at home here, in the next week, I want you to write down 3 different progressions that you make up. And just make sure that the progressions start on the first note of the scale, and they end using the 5th note of the scale to the 1. Okay? And if you could put anything in between, let's just start with a simple one. Let's start with, say, we'll do a 1. Let's go to a 6. So I've done 1, right? 7, 6. I'm going to go to a 4. So this is 6, 5, 4. And we're going to go up to the 5 now. What are these numbers again? Because we know C is 1, so that's the 1, that's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1, 6, 4, 5. So there's my progression. So get a piece of paper, put it on your keyboard or your music stand, and just write out key of C, and write out 1 to a 6 to a 4 to a 5. Okay, and you can play these as a rocking bass line. You can play it as simple as single bass line. 1, 6, 4, play right now. It might be tough for you to do the walking bass line up, and maybe just play as a single line and then hold your pedal down, and then with this hand go through and do your melody option and just pick randomly. You have a 5-finger pattern, you have harmony thirds, you have full scale, thirds, back to 1. So there's an example of another chord progression. Here's another quick one. You could do maybe a 1 to a 4 to a 5 to a 1. 1 to a 4 to a 5 back to 1. And literally get a piece of paper, put it on your keyboard, and write those things down. Write the key of C, just write a C with a colon, and then write 1, 4, 5, 1, and let your left hand follow that. Use your pedal. You can make the chords as short or as long as you want, and just lay on top your melody options. Over time, you'll become very familiar with the combination of them, and you'll slip into things that are familiar, and eventually you'll start coming up with melodies that you like, and then you'll remember them, and eventually you'll write them down, or you'll just remember them.